learning so much by little problems with the scooter. I didn't do maintenance by the mechanic of the dealer, the scooter dealer. So I adjusted the valves as I knew. Found out that seam yet 14, yet 14, um, yet should sound like injection or so, but it's not. It's a computer controlled carburetor, but it has to be programmed. The ECS. It's not a ECU, but ECES or so, something like that. But that's never done, and if I'm right, the when the scooters came to Holland, they did not um, know about it. They knew you can, in stages of 5 kilometers per hour, set the top speed higher or lower. In the case of my scooter, till 65, and higher than that is unlimited. So what can it do? Probably 80 kilometers per hour, depending on how accurate the speedometer is. I don't like it when I get too fast. My brain can't catch up with my mouth, and I begin to stutter. But uh, I have the speed set on 60, which is 64 on the speedometer. It shows 6 kilometers too fast, so 85 or so. No, 58, I mean, sorry, my apology. And they did not really know how or what, and I didn't know what the things on the carburetor was, and they are valves. By turning open and closed, and there are sort of um, air filters on them. And I learned that if you close up the upper one, then it's more like a normal carburetor if you did not program the computer for the carburetor. So I did not do that because apparently few dealers know about it, and then you have to have a good mechanic to do it right. Nearby we don't have that, and apparently not all are schooled to do that, so not even sure my dealer knows it because by then. So I adjusted the valves. I set it the space too little, so but I'm not sure I set it too little because it should set on 0.05, and it was on almost 0.1, and I closed it to little less than the 5. Now I adjusted it to 5 a bit more. It was warm weather. Then I'm thinking too much, and then I make mistakes. So I know where my mistakes are in that. So, and by the way, I'm not drunk or high or whatever. That's what autism does to me. I get so much information. I don't have focus. Never had. And so I how can I say it the best way? The weather changed from the corona time, from normal weather to not warm, but warm seen barely clouds. Dry air, we needed more water, not humid. So warm, dry, more pure air to now cold and wet. So my scooter on low RPM just said bye bye. When it was up to speed, good. But when I adjusted it, I knew I had to open up the air screw more. So I did that, but not enough. So still, especially when it was rainy or had rained, on speed, good. Losing speed or you need to pull up again from a corner or stopping, it would just say sorry. So now I adjusted it a second time, the air screw. So in total, 2.5 turns open. I learned that I have to set the idle to not where it shuts down, but a little higher, so it because when then you give it more air, it goes really fast. If you set the idle on normal, like then you barely hear it. So you have to set it really low, and I turn it like a quarter at a time. It's not easy reaching it with a. I had a bit, and it could was not easy. Some bolts were sticking out that were hot of the exhaust, or not exhaust, that's the other side, but you get the point. And if you don't get it, learn about it. So I was twisting it again, and it went up fast. So I had to adjust the idle again. And then I noticed, too busy in my mind. So I noticed that it went down again. So I knew less than a quarter of a time. At the moment I knew where it was. Then I had to adjust the idle again. But when I got home, I noticed that the idle was too high because the wheel was spinning. So I had to put it lower. I have to take in count too low, and when I brake fast, for a reason, whatever, it might go too low and go off. If it's set right, it doesn't do that, but it can always happen because of whatever. But when you start a scooter, it has high RPM because of the choke and all, so the wheel can spin. So this where is it level? Still not sure, but I need it in a bit high RPM because when you start, it can heat up. It can always heat up when it's standing still. This scooter, this engine simply needs higher RPM in idle. It works, so okay. And now I need to test ride it, but tomorrow I have to go to work, so office I mean. I have to go to office. Man, too busy in my mind. So I'm gonna test it for good. It's a long ride. So did I set the valves right? It shows more power because air is colder, so more compact. The fuel is more compact, all by the temperature. So it has more power, but from the heat and pure dry air to cold, moist, or humid air. What a difference! About almost 3 turns. It needed to be open more. Wow.